Before I get into this video, I have to give a huge thank you to my new patron, Acabulous. Thank you so much for choosing to support my work in the way that you have. Having a Patreon allows me to create content that is more mature and that oftentimes YouTube's algorithm does not like. So thank you so much for choosing to support my work. If you would like to become a new patron, the link for that is down below in the description. Again, thank you so much to all my patrons, and please enjoy the video. My name is Happy Black Legends, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Yes, so this video is going to be quick because a bitch has got to catch the bus in like 10 minutes, well, 15 minutes. So this is not going to be a long video, but I am actually dyeing my shirts. I wanted to dye like multiple shirts, but I realized that I only own 2 like pots and pans, and neither one is capable of holding like more than 1 shirt at a time. So basically I'm using turmeric and salt, and then I'm just making sure that the shirt is like submerged under the mixture, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But as y'all know, yellow is like one of my favorite fucking colors. So the topic of this video is going to be sort of like where I've been, why I haven't been uploading as much, and just sort of like what you can expect from me in the future with this channel. But yeah, so like during the month of May, you guys may you may have noticed that I was not uploading as much as I used to. I mean, for those of y'all that have been following this channel for like since the beginning, you know that I used to post like at least once a day, sometimes multiple times a day. Obviously that was during quarantine. I didn't have a job. Like my channel was sort of like my focus in life at that point, and it gave me an outlet. It was a tool for something. It gave me something to do during a time of chaos, you know? And that was like such a wonderful time, and my channel grew, and just the amount of support and just fun that I had the first year with my channel was incredible. And you know, I love having this YouTube channel. It means so much to me to have a platform to speak on things that matter to me, and just to have fun too, you know? But during the month of May, I found myself like just uninspired, just really not motivated. And like I have video ideas. I always have ideas, but to actually like turn on the camera and like invest time into those ideas, I just found it like impossible. Like I was just so drained. I was exhausted. And I think there's a couple reasons for this. Number one, like for the first time in my life, I am responsible for, like I'm solely responsible for paying for the space that I live in. And I've never had to pay this much rent before, let alone like have it all fall on me. And I just really was paranoid, and I just wanted to make sure that I would be able to afford living here. So I started to work insane, you know, hours. I picked up a lot more shifts. If a coworker asked me to cover, I would, just because I just want to make sure that I can afford to pay rent, you know, and I just want to make sure that I have all my ducks in a row. I want to make sure that I'm saving, because, you know, I've been in places of extreme poverty. I've been in places where I only had like $5 to my name for that entire week, and I had to make that stretch. And so now that I'm, you know, sort of building, I'm just really wanting to make sure that I like always have something, you know. So there's that. And then you know, I talk about race a lot on this channel, and what started to happen as my channel has grown was I just started getting all these weird comments about like videos where I was discussing race, and it was starting to like drain me, like literally drain. And like I was just irritated and annoyed and exhausted, and I sort of had to take a step back from my channel, and I had to take a step back from like reading I've talked about this on my Patreon like so much, so I'm so sorry if you're a patron, but I had to take a step back from like reading comments like all the time, and I really had to like preserve my like sanity, because it was just like some of the comments I was getting it was frustrating, because it's like, number one, you clearly didn't actually watch the entire video, because like a lot of these comments were addressing things that I already had addressed within the video. So there's really no reason for them to bring it up in the first place. Number two, it's like sometimes being a Black content creator, it's really exhausting, you know, having people like say the most racist things and then tell me that racism isn't real. And then like on one hand, people like want me to talk about racism, and my videos on race tend to do well, and people want to learn, and they want to hear my experience, and they want to hear from me, and that's great. But also the amount of emotional labor that goes into that, the amount of energy that I have to put into that is exhausting. It's simply exhausting. And I just started to get a lot of hate comments. I started to get DMs, and it just really got to me. And I just grew like fed up and exhausted, you know? Do y'all see that? Can you see that? Am I blocking it? Turmeric is a really great natural dye. And, you know, I love yellow. It's my favorite color. But yeah, that is sort of why I haven't been like uploading. I have just been exhausted, like physically, mentally, creatively, like just sort of drained. You know, I love my job. I love waitressing, and working at a vegan restaurant is really fulfilling. I love my coworkers. And I like to like have fun with customers and just like joke around, and like serving people vegan food is just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know, giving people like something that I really believe in and I know tastes amazing, and exposing people to like vegan food in a way that maybe they haven't been exposed to before. It feels really fun. And I love being a part of like something that seeks to do that. You know, it's a really great feeling. But it's also important, you know, that I take care of myself and I do things that help make me feel good. And, you know, also like, let's talk about my eating recovery for a hot second. You know, I have been so proud of myself and just like so proud of the things that I've been doing with that. And, my body has been changing, and it's hard to sometimes accept those changes, and it's hard to like not completely freak out about those changes. And at the same time as my body has been changing, just like my relationship with food has become something that I never thought it could ever become, like even before being anorexic, you know. And it's so funny because like now that I'm vegan, like I don't think about food at all. Like it's just not something that consumes my mind all the time. Like food is just so much easier as a vegan, and like I enjoy eating. I enjoy like going out to restaurants. Like I can't believe that I've been doing that like the past few weeks. Like I've gone out to eat a couple of times with people and just enjoying that and not feeling hella guilty after it. It's an incredible feeling, and I'm really proud of myself, you know. And I've also, this is like really exciting to talk about because I haven't really talked about this like too much on this channel actually, but I've also been pole dancing, and this is something that feels amazing. It feels like a huge act of like self-care and self-love. I've always wanted to pole dance ever since I was like a teenager. It's something that I've always had interest in learning how to do. I've always, you know, wanted to learn how to like dip it and zoo it on a pole, and just, you know, to get like to have the strength and at the same time the grace, you know. It's something that I've always had interest in. And 2 years ago, I was probably like a month into my anorexia lifestyle. I don't really know what to call it. And at this point, I was working 3 jobs. I was like over 200 pounds. And I don't know, I hadn't eaten in a while, and I was like incredibly stoned going to this class. I do not recommend pole dancing while high. It is not a good feeling, and it's terrible. So all these things combined, and also I felt so shitty about my body, you know, like I felt so uncomfortable about my body. And I like went into the class and I sucked. I had like no energy. I had like no strength, and I kept sort of like blaming it on my size. Like I was like, oh, you know, I'm just a big girl. Like, you know, it's harder for me to like lift myself. But there was this woman who was probably like 200 pounds heavier than me, and she was like flying up and down, twirling. So it was just a mess. And I left the class feeling like so terrible about myself. And I always told myself that I would go back to pole dancing once I felt better about my body. And then like just the longer that I was anorexic, I knew that there was no way that I would be able to pole dance while being anorexic, because I would severely hurt myself. Like just with how weak my bones were, with how weak I was, I knew that it would be incredibly unsafe for me to do that. And so I always told myself, okay, once I'm recovered, I will go back to pole dancing. And I don't really consider myself like fully recovered. I don't know if I ever will. It's this weird, like I've explained this on Twitter, but I kind of feel like an alcoholic who can never have a glass of wine again. You know, it's not something, it's just an everyday thing. I always have to like turn away triggers, and I always have to like people say things, you know, at the restaurant I work at, people say things about like food, and they make comments about like vegans and body expectations, and people make comments about my body, you know, and it's just something that I have to constantly say, don't let this go out of control. And that's not an easy thing, you know, but to be at the place where I am now, like physically and emotionally, and to be able to go into a pole class, you know, and I don't feel like there are girls in there who look amazing, you know, and I don't feel like I look amazing, you know, so I don't feel like, you know, this sexy mama, you know, walking in there, but to be able to still do it and not completely focus on my body the entire time, and just to be able to learn new tricks and things, it feels so exciting. And one day I would really love to share this with you guys, you know, whether it's on Instagram or like YouTube or whatever platform. Like one day as I get better, I would love to share with you guys my progress. I am actually currently saving up to buy a pole. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put it. I have an idea of where I'm going to put it, like probably somewhere over here, honestly. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me. The month of May was very difficult, and I felt very depleted. And I think towards the end of the month, I realized that I have to make time to do things for myself. And that includes my YouTube channel. And just this past week, uploading that last video has felt so good. And like this morning, I was like, I want to film. So I really feel good about this. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no idea what my uploading schedule is going to look like. I will probably never be the kind of channel who's like uploads Thursdays when, like, I'll never be that kind of person. But my goal is going to be at least 1 to 3 times a week is how often I would feel comfortable uploading. That's what I want. That's my goal. And like I mentioned with my poll, you know, I would love to create poll content for you guys as well. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in. But as always, I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. Thank you to everyone who during my break checked in on me, sent me really kind messages, continued to watch my content, and like commented on my videos and things like that. It is really fucking appreciated. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons, to my YouTube members, to my subscribers, and to you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing, because please. Anyways, I have to go to work now, so I can't do anything about this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off on the fire and just like let it sit in this like turmeric mixture, and I'll put Okay, y'all, I really have to go. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, y'all. Bye.